Gaming has given me such an unfair advantage in programming, and I can't wait to tell you about how much gaming helped me in my programming career, and if you're a gamer, how much it will help you if you decide to become a programmer. So this is me, and I've been an embedded software engineer for 3 years now. I used to play video games for 8 hours per day, and it's not good to play video games that much. These days I play less, about an hour per day, or whenever I feel like it. Even though it wasn't good for me to sit and stare at the screen for 8 hours every day, or more, I learned so much from it, and I'm so happy in a weird way that I played so much, because it taught me so many important things that later on would help me in my career. And I played this much when I was a teenager mostly. These are my most played games. It was Civilization 5, which is getting a little bit old now, but they're still making this series, maybe you've heard of it. And then Minecraft, which I'm sure you know and you probably play yourself or have played, and League of Legends. Out of these, the one I played the most is probably Minecraft. Currently I'm playing Zelda Tears of the Kingdom though. And I want to break down what these games did for me in my programming career and how they gave me an unfair advantage in my career as an embedded software engineer. So starting with Civilization 5, which if you don't know is a turn-based strategy game. So you take turns and you do a few things per turn and then you move on to the next turn. It looks like this. There's a fighting going on and you plan, and there are some farms and railroad, and there's a city here, and yeah, it's quite cool. It's really fun. If you've never played a game like this, I highly recommend it. And because it's so complex and there's so much strategy and planning in here, it leads to a lot of complexity, which I had to scale, because you don't just build one city like on the picture here, you build plenty of cities, and this forces better organization. I remember playing the game and I would have to organize myself, keep track of everything, and it really helped me out later on to have this skill in my backpack when I was programming, because some code bases are so complex and so massive that it almost resembles a game of Civilization 5, ironically. And the game also taught me the second and third order effects, which just means that something I do now will have more than just an immediate effect. It will have more effects later on that are important to know. And this is very true if you're working in a big code base. You make a small change and then it will haunt you for weeks and weeks, or even months and years. So that's what this game taught me. There's also Minecraft, which is such a good game to play if you're a programmer or if you want to be a programmer. And I can safely say that without Minecraft, I wouldn't be a dev today. I would have gone down some different, probably worse path, I think. So I'm so grateful for this game. It's made in Sweden too, which is where I'm from. So when I used to play Minecraft a while ago, I used to make my own mods. So I'd go in there and I'd program my own additions to the game that I wanted to make. For example, if there was a block missing, or if I wanted to create a new animal or something, I'd just go make it myself. And that's something you can try if you're a gamer interested in programming. Go look into Minecraft modding and see if it's for you. But that's not all in Minecraft, because there is also redstone, which you probably know about, this piece of red dust, which is literally just logic. Redstone can be on or off, just like the ones and zeros in computers. And you can make logic gates, and people have made entire CPUs and computers inside Minecraft with redstone. It's so cool. There are also command blocks which lets you script things inside them and make different things happen. If you've played this and you want to be a programmer, this will be incredibly useful for you. Let me just tell you that. Now, if you're interested in trying programming for a week, I've made a free 7-day challenge link below. I'll send you one coding task per day, and by the end of the week, you'll have made your own first game in Python. That's pretty cool. So check that out, link below. Don't just be a person who plays games. Actually start, using the skills you learn from gaming to program. I think you'll really enjoy it. I do. Now, as for League of Legends, which you're probably familiar with at this point, it looks like this. And there are two teams and you try to take down each other's bases, basically. Blue versus red. Now, you learn a lot from this game. I'd say mainly teamwork, trying to coordinate with others, which is useful in software development because you don't just always work alone, you work with others. But also you learn to make decision making with incomplete information. You don't know everything that's going on and you have to keep making decisions in this game. And it trains your quick decision making skills even if you don't know everything, and that's useful when you're working in a code base that's so big that you can't even comprehend it. And of course you learn also role specialization. So if you play support or jungle or something, you learn to play your role, which is relevant because you might be a UI software developer working with user interface, or you might be doing backend or front end. Whatever you do, you learn to. You see very clearly in this game the value that each role brings. And I think that's the same for software development teams as well. And also, of course, in games like this, the meta changes often, which is very similar to how often coding changes. There's always a new framework, or now you're supposed to use AI and it's always changing. And it's just like this game. It's very similar to League of Legends in that sense. So when I do this, I think of that. So if I'm growing an existing code base, if it's a large one with new features, I always try to think of the good and bad things I managed to do in Civilization 5. For example, times I managed to actually scale my empire properly, and the times that I failed. If I'm doing low-level stuff, like working closely with the bare metal, the actual hardware, ones and zeros and that kind of stuff, which does happen in embedded software engineering, then I think of Minecraft, because Redstone is such an easy way to understand ones and zeros, right? Because Redstone can be either on or off, just like computers. And if there's another annoying framework coming out and something new I have to learn, then I just think of League of Legends, how the meta changes, and how that, even though it's frustrating in the moment, I would say, it keeps me fresh when things change, and then you don't end up becoming old and grumpy, you actually stay in the loop better. But there's one more big advantage that you may have if you're a gamer, and that's if you're a PC gamer, if you're part of the PC Master Race, because then it takes things to a whole nother level, because you have to fix your own problems. You may encounter drivers, mod conflicts, and you have to ChatGPT errors and all of that. I used to be a PC gamer, and I learned how to use and how to work a computer because of playing games on PC. These days I play only on console because I program so much and I'm tired of computers. But nevertheless, the lessons that I learned are very useful. And you also get to tinker with settings. You know, you try to find the optimal experience. Do you want 4K? Do you want 120 frames per second? What are the best graphics settings, the best key bindings, and so on. And if you game on PC, you probably have an understanding of CPU, what that does, the GPU, which does graphics, RAM, not just from how expensive it is, but maybe you've built your own computer and you put these components in. That's going to be very useful if you decide to become a programmer. You probably understand file systems. You can move around, not just on the desktop, but actually inside folders and stuff. You'd be surprised how many people who use computers daily that can't actually handle file systems. And of course, you've got keyboard fluency. You're quick on the keyboard, which is important if you're writing code, because it's just about writing. So this is probably the best gamer you can be if you want to be a programmer. So as gamers, we have real advantage in programming, and that was the point of this video. And I want to leave you with this: if you're a gamer considering programming, then just go for it. I know you love it. That's all for this time. Thank you for watching, and bye bye.